Hey there, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my September beauty favorites, and I have a good mix of some products that I've kind of rediscovered and I've used before in the past and kind of rediscovered and want to talk about them again, about how much I'm loving them, and then some new products that are completely new to me. So let's start with a kind of tried and true, and if you've been following my blog or YouTube or whatever for some time, you have heard me talk about this product, and it's the Nude Perfect Cleanse Omega Cleansing Jelly. Love this stuff. Like, I've loved it since the first time it ever came out. Like, when it first launched, I had a tube, and I just fell instantly in love with it. I love it. My mom loves it. We all love it. And it's like a thick cleansing balm like jelly, and use it with dry hands, dry face. I like it as a first cleanse to remove makeup, but I can use it as a morning cleanse or even as a second cleanse. And once you kind of use dry hands to a dry face and you kind of remove makeup or whatnot, then you add some water and it turns to a gentle milk, and your skin is left so soft and smooth, not tight at all. And it's great for all skin types, any age, anyone can use that cleanser and it'll work for anybody. Next is another skincare product that I've talked about before in my What's New in Skincare video, and it's from Pharmacy Beauty. So these are their gel masks, and I've really been loving these because the texture is very different than a typical sheet mask. It's hard to describe because it's very, it's like a sheet mask, but the texture is a little more jelly-like. And I find with sheet masks, typical sheet masks, it lifts around my nose, and I can't get everything completely pressed flush to the skin. But these, I've talked about it in my What's New in Skincare video. I saw them do a demonstration during the press event, and I tried it at home. And I mean, every single part of the mask will literally, you can push to fit every single contour of your face. It's so pliable, and it's amazing. So I've really been loving these. They have them in all different, they're all hydrating masks, but there's one for soothing, anti-wrinkle, I think there's a brightening one. I love them all. Next is another skincare product, and this is from a dermatologist line, a dermatologist based up here in New York. He is very popular for these glycolic peels that he does in his office. So it's normally a 10% glycolic peel, and what's so great about them is a lot of his clients can just leave his office, go put on makeup, go back to work. There's no redness, no irritation, no peeling, no flakiness, nothing. So he's created his own skincare line. I think it's sold on his website and on HSN. So I have the exfoliating, the advanced 10% exfoliating pads, and it's the brand is Beauty RX by Dr. Schultz. These are heavy duty pads, but in a fantastic way. So they're 10% glycolic. They are not for if you have very sensitive skin. I would not start with this product if you've never used a peeling product before. I would definitely work up to this product because this stuff is strong. But that being said, it's amazing. So I tend to use them. I get a little rogue hair. Don't you hate that when you have a hair that's you can feel on your body but you can't see it? So I love using this. I probably use these a lot more as the fall comes because I find that using a lot of really strong peeling products in the summertime is just too much for me, especially because you're out in the sun, and I just would rather keep all my really heavy duty peeling stuff and my retinols and that sort of thing towards the fall and winter. But I've tried this definitely a few times. I kind of spaced it out once every 2 weeks, and as soon as I kind of use them, your skin it tingles. It is tingly, but you can immediately feel retexturizing, and it's just your skin feels so smooth after. It's helped with any type of hyperpigmentation that I've had from leftover sometimes from summer. I get a little bit of hyperpigmentation sometimes around my forehead, and it's helped to break up that a little bit, and it helps with texture of the skin, softness. It helps with the appearance of pore size. It kind of does everything. But like I said, these are very strong. So if you do try them, build up to it. Try one, or maybe patch test a little area just to make sure you're not doesn't make you irritated or anything. All right, next are all beauty products or makeup products. And this is a tried and true favorite that I've used before in the past, and I have a little drawer of like mascara over there, like tons of mascaras. And so I had finished my Chanel Le Volume, and I was like, all right, I need to go get a new mascara. So I pulled out my drawer and was looking for one to try, and I forgot what I thought about this Perricone MD No Mascara. So I pulled it out, and I was like, did I like this stuff? And I couldn't quite remember. Sometimes I will try something like, I tried this like a year or so ago when it first launched. So I couldn't quite remember like the finish. So I gave this a go. Amazing. Now, I've told you before, I don't like thin, wispy, delicate lashes. Like, I really like volume, thick drama lashes. And I've even said before, like, I kind of even like clumpy lashes. Like, I don't like super, super, super separate. I don't mind if they're somewhat, clumpy a little bit. I know that sounds weird, but I just, it's not like spider lashes, but I don't find that it gets very spidery on me, any of the formulas that I use. But this gives very thick, dramatic lashes, which I did not think it was going to do. And it has like a very kind of skinny, tiny brush. And I like to use it actually over like a thinner formula. So I've been using the NARS Audacious, which I don't like at all. It was like way too thin and wispy. So if that's what you're looking for, the NARS Audacious is great for that. But for me, I like it much more dramatic. So I actually use the Audacious first, and then I put the Perricone on top of it. And it really helps to like kind of build up well. Next is the Naked Skin by Urban Decay Concealer. So I have it in the shade Fair Neutral. And I know a lot of people have been talking about this comparison to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I actually like it more than the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I've heard a lot of people say. I have this NARS one in Chantilly, which is just a little too light, and I have a hard time blending it out so that there's not like a too light of a ring around my eyes. This is very, very fair. I could have even gone like a shade up, but this I can still blend. I mean, I'm wearing it today, and I can immediately blend it into the rest of my foundation, and it kind of brightens, but doesn't kind of give me that reverse raccoon look. And it covers really well, but it instantly kind of like melts into the skin and absorbs and doesn't get cakey or pull in any dry patches or anything. So been loving this stuff. I don't use it on my face. Like I said before, I tend to not use concealer on my face for like blemishes and whatnot, because I just build up my foundation there. So that I leave strictly for the eye area, and it's too light, I believe, for the rest of my face. All right, next is an eyeshadow duo, and I have did a tutorial with another shades from this collection, and just absolutely love it. It was my first time trying this formula, and it's the Chantecaille Le Chrome Luxe Eye Duo, and this is in the shade Monte Carlo. So this is the new one for, I think, their pre-fall collection. I mean, that peach and that brown, it's like it was made for me. It's much warmer than the other one I have, the Gardens of Marrakesh, I believe, which is like kind of more of a taupey brown and a purple, like a plum, not like a purple. But the texture of these, so I have swatches of anything that is swatchable. I did swatches on my blog, so you can go ahead and just, I linked it below. So you can head to the blog and see swatches of this. And it is very shimmery, but the texture is so smooth and buttery. Oh my gosh. And it gives like the most perfect shimmer I've ever seen. Like I find that I can wear it to work, and it's not like there's no fallout, so there's no like disco ball underneath your eyes. And it's just like a very wearable, gorgeous shimmer. But you'll see on the blog, like, it's intensely shimmery, but for whatever reason, because the texture, it's such like a buttery, creamy powder, it doesn't kind of look too much on the lids. It kind of blends very softly onto the lid and really is quite wearable. Next is a face powder. Well, it's a bronzer for me, but it's an illuminating face powder by Marc, and it is Marc by Avon. So it's called the Glowdacious Illuminating Powder. I believe it's in the color Shimmied Up. So this, I really wasn't sure kind of what this would do for me, because I was like, well, it's not too much of a bronzy shade, but it's not completely a highlighter. And there's a pretty significant like kind of shimmer to this. So I kind of gave it a test run like on the weekends. I was like test any shimmery stuff on the weekends just in case it like doesn't work for me during the week when I'm going to work, and then all of a sudden I'm like trying to take down all this shimmer on my face in a panic. So, and it was gorgeous. Like I showed it on my Snapchat. I was like walking around doing errands and I kept like looking at myself in my camera on my phone. I was like, this is beautiful. Like walking down the street and like checking myself out on my phone. Ugh. But it gives like this really warm, sunny glow to the cheeks. It's not super bronzy and it's not too much of a highlighter. So I like to use it just kind of all over the cheeks. And if I would add just a little bit of color, it would be like right on the apples of my cheeks just for like a little bit of pop. But I kind of like this all over, not necessarily on the cheekbones because I think it's too dark for me as a highlighter. I would need like something really light as a highlighter. But I love it just on the cheeks. So beautiful. I believe they have a few shades of this, I think. But that one's perfect for me. And the final one is a product that's been talked about a lot. And I'm talking about it as a favorite for formula, not necessarily for color, and I'll explain why in a second. Another Rogue hair. Gosh, like shedding everywhere. Okay, so it's a Louboutin lipstick, and this is in the shade Pluminette, and it's a silky satin color. So I tend to not, like really bluish pinks like this. So color-wise, it's not like an ideal shade for me, but the Louboutin beauty team sent this over to me. But I wanted to talk about the texture. So I tried the texture at their press event, but to actually wear it all day, I kind of used just kind of like a kind of pinkier orange lip liner underneath this to kind of warm it up a little bit. But the texture was insane. And it feels like no lipstick I've ever felt before. And I've read different reviews of people talking about it just because even though I've tried it, I just want to get other people's take on it. And it's pretty much the same feedback, is the texture is unlike anything I've ever felt before. I'm not a huge Tom Ford lipstick fan. I mean, I'll buy a color here and there if I really like the color, but I don't love the formulation of his lipsticks. I just don't. But this is unbelievable. So, and someone asked me on one of my social media channels, like, is it worth the splurge? So, and my answer is a little complex for that. And yes, I believe that it is completely worth the splurge in the way that the formula is, I really didn't feel like how great can you make a lipstick formula? I mean, it's a lipstick. But they really outdid themselves with this and took it to like a whole other level for a lipstick formula and the way it feels on the lips. That being said, I believe that it's worth the splurge if it's in your budget. So, I mean, and I feel that way about any luxury beauty things or whatnot. Like, if you have to, like, not eat for a while or go into debt or not pay your rent, then no, it is not worth the splurge. But if it's in your budget and it's just a matter of, like, do I really want, to put the money towards that for my budget and buy a lipstick or buy a new whatever it is, yes, I feel that you will enjoy your purchase and you really will feel satisfied with the lipstick. That's how I feel. And I really think I'm definitely interested in picking one up. I think I'll just probably get one. I'm not going to get like a ton. But I really probably want to get the Rouge Louboutin, like the classic red. And I'm not sure if I get the silky satin, though I've kind of been like debating that. Because it's like creamy and it has like a little bit of shine to the lips, but like a nice medium coverage. But I'm really tempted by that matte texture. Oh, I love matte lipsticks anyway. And that red is like to die for. So those are my thoughts. And it comes in like this little box, it's really, it's a whole thing, it's a presentation. It comes with a ribbon at the top, which I took off. And some people are like, wear it as a necklace now. You can't wear it as a necklace. It's like the ribbon's way very, very thin and the lipstick's like quite heavy. But, yeah. So those are my thoughts on the Louboutin lipstick and on my September beauty favorites. So I'd love to know what favorites you guys have had this past month. What are you loving right now? Leave me a comment below. And I will talk to everyone soon. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.